This ain't your ordinary football show. It's the Old Dominion Football Show with Bruce Rader and Coach Bobby Wilder.
Everybody can use a rest now and then, and for the ODU football team, its first bye week couldn't have come at a better time. Another long trip to Texas, a grueling game against UTEP, pushed the Monarchs to the limit. So, what happens during the off week and what is in store for the final 5 games? Let's find out. The Old Dominion Football Show starts now. I'm Bruce Rader along with Coach Bobby Wilder. You may never in your career have needed a bye week more than you've needed it this week, Coach.
Yeah, this is a critical time, Bruce. We've been going at it for 11 straight weeks when you look back to preseason. And, it's been challenging on the players, particularly with the increased level of competition we're playing. And the biggest focus has been this week is getting guys healed up, those 17 guys on the injury report, and also mentally trying to get them picked back up. I've met with every player on our team I've been meeting with during this week. And the biggest message I'm giving them, Bruce, is time to turn these setbacks into comebacks. And the way you do that is with a positive mental attitude. We're a 3-4 team right now. We've got 5 very winnable games left, and let's have a great attitude and a great approach. And I've been really proud of the way the kids are responding.
Now, we knew your expansion season joining Conference USA was going to be challenging, but you beat Rice in Houston, and then you came back in El Paso last week after being down to tie UTEP in that second half before losing by just a touchdown. So there's a lot to be said.
Oh, there is. The hardest thing, Bruce, the last 3 games, we just haven't got off to really good starts, going back to Middle, Marshall, and now UTEP. And in that third quarter of that game, we come out, we're down 21-7, and we just dominate the third quarter in all phases, offense, defense, getting the block punt on special teams. And if we play like that the entire game, we're going to win the game by 5 touchdowns. So that's the biggest challenge, is getting over that hump of these lulls we're having.
Does that slow start have anything to do with the youth?
Some of it's got to do with that. Some of it's also got to do with the fact that the teams we're playing are making adjustments. It's not always exactly how we draw it up on the board or hand it out in the scouting report. UTEP made some good adjustments. I give them a lot of credit. That's a good football team. They're 3-3 right now for a reason. They're a solid team. One of their losses is to Kansas State. Another loss is to Texas Tech. So they've lost to some quality teams. But we've got to be able to adjust better at the start and play with more energy, more attitude, as the kids are calling for. They want to play with more attitude and be more aggressive at the start.
They're scouting too.
Exactly.
We're going to talk more about opposing coaches later in the show. Now, your players are beaten up, but what about quarterback Taylor Heineke's shoulder? He took a pretty tough hit against UTEP. First of all, what did you think of that hit? And secondly, how's he doing?
Yeah, he's, the hit, Bruce, the play you're referring to, we're down 35-28 at that point. It's a 3rd and 14. We got pushed back off a questionable call on one of our linemen, and then to the play you're referring to, Taylor slides feet first, which the rule is, it's been explained to me, if quarterback slides feet first, he's protected. And he got hit pretty hard on that in the shoulder and the head area, no call. To his injury, as you know, Bruce, he hurt it back in the Eastern Michigan game, so that's 4 games ago, and he needs this week off. He's not throwing at all. We got to get him rested. We got to get him healed up, as with a lot of our guys right now.
All right. So after some tough losses to much bigger and more experienced Conference USA teams, how do you keep your kids motivated now that the season is a little more than half over? Yeah,
the biggest thing I'm talking to them about, Bruce, is right now we're a 3-4 football team that could be 6-1. I mean, 1 bad quarter against NC State, a bad start against Middle Tennessee, and then the start of this UTEP game. We could be sitting here right now as a 6-1 football team. So I keep emphasizing to them we're this close to being that good. And I've talked to them about the remaining 5 games. I think we can win all 5 games. My attitude is we can be an 8-4 football team. We can get on a run right now if we keep a great attitude, we keep working at it, keep growing and developing, and that's the focus I want to have with our players, that we can win every game that's left on the schedule.
Did you have any expectations going into the season as to where you thought you might be right now?
The biggest expectation I had was let's find a way to win close games, and that's where we're struggling right now, is in those close games. Now, we won that big close game against Rice on the road at Rice, so I know we're capable of it. We got it back, Middle Tennessee close. We were in it late close with NC State, and then this game we're tied in the 4th quarter. So if you win your close games in the league, you're going to be in a position to win the league and go to bowl games. And that's just that little hump we've got to get over right now, Bruce, is those finishes of the close games.
And I keep saying 4 and 5 years from now, when these freshmen are fifth-year seniors, boy, it's going to become a lot easier, isn't it?
It is. And the hard part is I want to win now. The players want to win now. You know, we got 15 seniors that they want to win right now, and I want us badly to win right now. But you're right. There's an element to it that we have a lot of young guys. We've got 80 guys that have joined us in the last 18 months. We got a freshman class of 40 players right now. So we've got to keep working at it and really stay focused on that process of winning.
But a great coach once said, keep everything in perspective. That was just a couple of weeks ago.
Boy, it sure was.
Still to come with another installment of the Coach's Corner, where Coach Wilder answers your questions. Plus, this week's 1-minute drill features a local player, defensive back Reggie Owens from Virginia Beach. That's next on the Old Dominion Football Show.
Welcome back to the Old Dominion Football Show. We have cornerback Reggie Owens here in the 1-minute drill. Reggie from Virginia Beach. Reggie, favorite thing about being a Monarch?
Favorite thing about being a Monarch, I just love the fans, everybody locally coming out, supporting us. That's the best thing.
Favorite campus hangout spot?
Most likely my room. I don't go anywhere. I'm a low-key guy. I stay in my room. I don't really mess around with too many people. So.
What do you do to unwind after a game, preferably a win?
I go out with my family, celebrate, go out to dinner, something like that.
Do you play Old Dominion on PlayStation or Xbox?
Yeah, I do. I get up there and make my ratings higher than everybody else's. I put everything 99 speed, 99 acceleration, everything like that, catching.
Did Old Dominion win the national championship?
Always. You gotta cheat.
Favorite thing about running through the tunnel on a Saturday, 20,000 people, it's got to be awesome.
The fog and the fireworks, and we just started that, and that's a great thing to me.
Does the cannon never get you, though? Does it ever?
Actually, when I was getting recruited, it did give me like 2 or 3 times when I was sitting in the stands, so yeah.
Reggie, thank you so much. You passed the 1-minute drill. Say goodbye to the Monarch Nation.
Goodbye, Monarch Nation. Have a good one.
Time now for the Coach's Corner, and this week's question comes to us from Jeremiah in Virginia Beach. Coach, the players are better in FBS compared to FCS, but what about the coaches? Are they better too?
That's a great question, Jeremiah. I think what you find with coaches that are at the FBS level, particularly when you look at the Power 5 conferences, is guys that have more established resumes. You'll see guys that work their way up through high school and the FCS level to get to that level, to the FBS level. And generally that's what happens, Bruce. You go from the FBS level and then you see guys make their way to the NFL. That's a good question.
Well, you even said earlier that these guys scout you and they can make adjustments prior to walking out on the field.
Oh, exactly. And that's what you find at this level, the quality of the coaching, particularly as you just mentioned, the in-game adjustments. You see it's really high at this level. You got to be on your game.
All right, I know you can't talk about specific players, but let's talk about recruiting. Your coaches are traveling all over the country this week looking for the Monarchs of the future. Your guys are the baby of Conference USA. You're going to be for the next couple of years. So what's your recruiting plan for 2015?
Well, the primary area we're in is in Virginia. You know, we're all about trying to recruit the best players in Virginia first, and then it's primarily a 200-mile radius, Bruce, because a lot of studies have shown that kids will have more success in college if they're relatively close, that their families can come see them play and they can be around. And with that being said, then there's other specific areas that we recruit. As you know, we've had a lot of success in the junior colleges in California with players like Thomas DeMarco and others that have come there. But the coaches are spending the majority of their time right now with finding new players and really hammering that part out. For this year's class, Bruce, last year's class was the number 2 ranked class in Conference USA. Out of 14 teams, we were just behind Marshall, and we're looking to have that same goal this year.
An exciting future ahead for Old Dominion. So we have an off week, no game this weekend as the Monarchs rest up. 2 weeks from now, it's off to Western Kentucky. Coach, you know, the 12th Monarch, they need a rest too.
They do. They've been outstanding this year, Bruce. The fact that we've sold out every game again, the positive feedback our kids are getting from the fans, that's big, and that's really important as we're continuing to develop this team.
All right. Next week, because of the World Series, we're going to talk football on Thursday night instead of Friday. Set your DVRs for the Old Dominion Football Show next week. Coach, have a relaxing weekend.
You can count on it.
You need it. Good night, everybody.